start with. Last half term, it wasn't this half term, but last half term you were doing some special work, particularly looking at foods. What can you tell me about anything you can see on there? I know it's a little bit of a distance away. What can you see, Jenna? What can you see?
Fruit and vegetables.
Fruit. And why do you think I put those things there today? Why have I added those?
Because they're mainly what you should eat.
Why? Why should we mainly eat that? Why? Yeah?
Because it's healthy for you.
It's healthy for us. And if it's healthy for us, how does that help us?
Because it makes you feel stronger and feel happier.
Feel stronger and happier. There's really good things to say because that's really important. What else?
To make your brains grow.
Make your brain grow. That's really important. Why do we need our brains?
Because
how do our brains help us, Oscar? How do they help us?
Because it sends messages to all the other parts in your body.
What a good answer. It sends messages to all the other parts of your body. It's a brilliant answer. Thank you. Is there anything on there? You can't see them very well, but I've got a plate here. I don't know if they'll hold... Oh, I can't hold it up. Let me show you some of the things on my plate, because I put these things there specially. What do you reckon about these things here? Katie?
Those foods are bad food, and if you look carefully on the plate, you should eat less of those because actually it may give you energy, but it won't last very long. And
Good girl, that's a good answer. Yes, absolutely. It doesn't last very long. It's good for you. You feel good when you've eaten it, don't you? But actually it's not brilliant for us. So you can have some of this some of the time. What about something like... I probably can't see these very well. Those are potatoes. Are those good for us?
No.
No, why not?
They are vegetable, but they're not very healthy.
They're not very healthy.
It's got fat.
They've got... Is it... They've got fat in it, or is it how we cook them that's important?
It's because if you've got chips or something, you'd think it was healthy because it's got a vegetable in it, but actually the vegetable, because it's cooked with oil's got fat in it.
You're absolutely right. Okay, so we've had a quick look at some of the things, and I know you're brilliant at this. What I want to think about today is I want us to consider all factors, CAF, consider all factors about living a healthy lifestyle. Right, that's a tricky one, isn't it? I want you to think of all the things that are important for you and for me to live a healthy lifestyle. What do we have to remember to do and what things are important? Don't do anything for a minute, just give yourself 5 seconds thinking time just to think about things you think are important and the factors that we need to remember for a healthy lifestyle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Okay, healthy lifestyle. What do we need to remember for a healthy lifestyle?
Drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water. Brilliant. Can you tell me why?
Because if you don't drink lots of water, you don't work very well.
Yeah, you're right. And what do we do in school about water? What are you allowed to do every single day in school?
Take your water to have a drink.
You can take your water bottle anywhere you go, can't you, and have a drink. Okay, anything else? Water's really important. Good answer to start with. Jenna?
Sleep.
Sleep. What sort of, when you say sleep, what do you mean? Sleep during the day when you're at school?
No.
That's what Mrs. Newman would like to do. What do you mean then?
Sleep at always about 7 o'clock.
So you're talking about going to bed?
Yeah.
Do you go to bed at 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Do you? Good girl.
Because if you don't, your brain won't work and you can't work properly.
Right, so we know we need sleep to help us work well. Come on, Flynn, I can't see your brain working at all yet. Come on, help me out.
I can't see through my head.
Okay, well, you'll be surprised. Head teachers can do anything. Right, and another answer.
You need to go to the dentist.
Why is that?
To see, because the dentist will tell you if your teeth are strong and
Is that important?
I'm going next week.
Hang on. Is that important? Why is it important?
because if you don't go to the dentist, you don't know if your teeth are strong.
Yes, you need to check they're being looked after well, don't you? Good girl, it's a good answer. Oscar?
You need exercise.
Right, okay. Why do I need exercise? I think it's something I do need to do. Why do I need exercise?
Because it keeps you fit and healthy.
Keeps you fit and healthy. Okay, right, another answer?
You have to brush your teeth.
We talked a little bit about teeth, so dentist and teeth, that's part of that. I agree with you totally. Yes, Katie?
If you have the wrong things or argue at home and do bad stuff, then you'll feel unhealthy and it will lead you to doing bad stuff.
Really? Okay. And when you say bad stuff, what sort of things do you mean
So,
by that?
like, if you're really grumpy and stuff and you
Yeah.
haven't got enough sleep,
Yeah.
then you could do stuff like, oh, I'm so tired, and then, like, you could argue out with your family.
Right, so you might not feel in a good place to do all the things you should be doing. Okay, let's just look at what we've said so far. We've talked about water, we've talked about sleep, we've talked about looking after ourselves by going to the dentist, and so is exercise, that's looking after ourselves. Brushing our teeth is looking after ourselves, feeling well. Is there anything we've left out of there? About a healthy lifestyle? Something I can know straight away.
You need to wash yourself.
Wash yourself, very important. So what haven't we mentioned at all yet on the count?
Be healthy.
I know, but what haven't we
Have a
mentioned?
balanced diet.
Have a
Balanced diet.
balanced diet. What do you mean by a balanced diet? What is a balanced diet?
You eat lots of fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything else?
And the least thing you can eat is less foods with fat and sugars than.
Right.
than
Are we allowed to eat any food with fat and sugars?
Yes.
Why is that important?
Well, it isn't really important, but it does give you a short burst of energy.
Yeah, and we need that sometimes. If you're being asked to do something in school, sometimes you need a short burst of energy, don't you? Anything else? Anything else we've forgotten? We're thinking about all the factors about a healthy lifestyle. We talked about food, we talked about ourselves, we've talked about exercise. Is there anything we've not thought about?
If we're poorly or someone else poorly, we must help them or they can spread disease to other people.
That's an interesting one. So looking after each other. That's a nice one, because we talk about that at school, don't we, about looking after each other. It's a nice one, good girl, yeah?
Before you go to lunch, you must wash your hands, otherwise you'll get germs.
That's an important part of being healthy, isn't it? Washing our hands. And especially when you go to the toilet as well. We talk about that a lot, don't we? Especially when you're little at school. Yeah, yeah.
Food from all the categories.
Oh, that's interesting. Food from all the categories. And I suppose that's part of a balanced diet, isn't it? What Flynn was saying, I agree with you. A bit of sugar's okay. Are you allowed to eat sweets at all in this diet?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit.
Because why? Why, Natasha?
It gives you other stuff you don't have.
It gives you what sort of stuff? What's the stuff that's in sweets that we need? Some of.
Energy.
And what is energy? What's it made out of? What contributes?
Power.
It does give me power, yes. But what do we mean by that? What gives us energy in sweets? What's in sweets that's really important?
You could have stuff like sugar and
It
candy.
is. It is. It's sugar. And so sugar, we talked about short bursts of energy, and you're quite right. Have we thought of everything to do with a healthy lifestyle? Is there anything else that you think we've forgotten? Anything else that we've not thought of?
We still got a leaflet.
Hang on.
You should have milk every night before you go to bed
Why is that?
to keep your bones strong.
That's interesting, because we talked a lot about looking after ourselves, didn't we? We talked about looking after each other. I suppose it's looking after ourselves, feeling well. So if we drink milk, will that help us feel well? It might do, because it's healthy, yeah.
You have milk when you go to bed because it helps you sleep, and when you get up in the morning you feel fresh.
Now we said, didn't we, that we need to sleep well, because if we don't, you said we might be grumpy in the mornings. So that's a really important thing. If you could help yourself to sleep better, that would help. Is there anything else we want to add to this list? Is there anything else we can think of, Katie?
Well, like in the morning, my mum, she's joined 2 clubs, and she goes in the morning she goes to run around the block very early, and at night time she goes to boxercise and uses her hands.
Wow. Now that's really, so it's not just about children, is it? It's actually about grown-ups as well. And lots of grown-ups have to make time to look after themselves. And activities is something that's really important. Do any of you do activities out of school?
Yeah.
What sorts of things do you do? What do you do out of school? An activity? You go to
Swimming.
dancing and swimming. What do you do, Katie?
Swimming and gymnastics.
Swimming and gymnastics?
I do swimming.
Swimming?
Swimming and gymnastics.
Yeah.
I did swimming and I used to do football.
Right, so those are the two exercises. Flynn?
Kickboxing.
Kickbox. Wow, goodness. Natasha, do you do any exercise out of school? Do you walk to school? We didn't mention that, did we? Who walks to school?
I can't really.
No. Well, you come with mummy though, don't you? I've seen you.
No.
No? But sometimes.
I drive to school.
You drive to school and then walk. Okay, yeah.
I walk.
You walk. And actually walking to school is something that everybody could do if you live on 2 Mile Out. I know you don't anymore. That's the difficulty. If you don't live here, it's more difficult.
I
Jenna?
cycle to school.
Cycle to school. Fantastic.
Because I live all the way in Crown Hill, I go to this town one day, and then when it's time to go to school, we walk to school.
Good. So you do walk some of the way. Okay, I think you've thought of loads and loads of factors. Fantastic list of things we've thought. We thought about ourselves, exercise, what we eat, what we do to look after ourselves, and then we started talking about our parents and about activities that they sometimes do to help look after themselves. Do our mums and dads do all of this as well?
Yeah.
Mostly, don't they? I hope they do. And if they don't, what could you do to help them?
Tell them to do it.
You could talk to them about what you've learned in school and maybe share that with them so they are helping you and you're helping them to stay healthy. Yes,
You
Natasha?
should never smoke.
That's a good one. And that's what grown-ups sometimes do, isn't it?
Otherwise your lungs will close up and it'll stop and you'll stop breathing.
Right, okay.
If you get too much salt, then you could start hurting underneath your kidneys, and it can really hurt.
Right. Do you know, you've really thought about this. You did a lot of brilliant work this morning. I'm so proud of you. And we're going to use this information to help other people in other parts of the world to know how children at Ashbrook stay healthy. So thank you very much for your time this morning. I'm going to take you back to your class now, and I'm going to bring another group to something slightly different. Have you enjoyed doing that?
Yeah.
Well, you've been brilliant. I've really enjoyed working with you. Would you like to stand up and come and line up at the door?